clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me Fuck all that shit, just let me go.
Broadcasting live from the heart of Europe. This is the most badass if you're broadcasting all the known land. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Tommy C. This is Shot from the Point. Point man today is Dr. Chivago on the other side of the glass. How are you doing, sir?
We're morning.
Listen, Buddy lived to 25. He gave us one of the best episodes on this channel, and if you haven't been blocked, do give Keem your best. It's a long time to have a dog. You got to figure his kid. That's the only dog she's ever known. There was never a time in her life when that dog wasn't around. So that's important to keep. I had dogs growing up. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to have one since because of where I live or convenience or just time. But it's never easy losing a family friend like that, and it's pretty legendary that a dog can live to 25. In fact, it's just awesome. So I want to keep that in mind today. All the best to Buddy upstairs. Do appreciate it. All the love and respect you guys showed in the chat. I thought that was really cool. All right, let's get right into it. We've never covered this Andy Signore situation, have we?
Not to my knowledge. I don't remember it.
I could tell you why we didn't cover it.
The hashtag.
I saw the hashtag. I can remember pretty clearly why we didn't cover it because I bought it. I thought this is I think I was like a lot of people, like Justin Wang publicly tweeted an apology because he thought
to him, by the way.
Well, I thought he was one of those upper crust internet royalty types that it was an ally to women that ended up doing wild stuff, and he comes in a long list of guys that are actually screaming at feminists online and treating women like garbage off. All right, and I just assumed he was just another one. I heard him in an interview. I listened to Monkey Jones' broadcast, Boomer versus Irma, a couple months ago, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm kind of moving to the right now. I'm rethinking things. I like to call myself a liberal, but I'm rethinking things." And so yesterday, Andy puts out a video. He's won the court case. They had to settle. That's a win. As Josh Pescatore says, all day and night. That's a win. This is so much like this Lazo situation. It's frightening. We got a guy who is definitely cheating his wife. He's not a good husband. That's kind of putting it mildly. The guy's not a good husband by his own admission. He's a little awkward. He's a bit creepy by his own admission. But instead of going that route, we throw sexual assault on top of it. Then sexual assault's a serious crime that's sometimes punished up to 20 years in prison. And it looks like in this Lazo situation, actually even more so, that this is just a outright fabrication. The only thing anybody can't figure out, even Andy himself is a little confused by the whole thing, is motive. And motives, it could have been just as simple as, I don't want my affair to come out. It could have been just as simple as, I want to take the guy's job. It could have been as simple as, I want attention. But it also is just as simple. The company knew about it. They rejected April Dawn's claims in August of 2017. And when the Harvey Weinstein thing broke in October, they fired him. Think about that. They knew the claims were bullshit. They saw them. Saw the rape claims. They saw it all. But just because public pressure, because of Harvey Weinstein, they fired him. Think about that. That's why this stuff is this guy's forever a freaking creep. He's like an internet neckbeard. And then a lot of the stuff that he did do wrong, or I don't know, like everybody said he yelled at everybody. I'm like, I don't know. That sounds like work. Come on, get those hits. Let's move. This better be funny. I imagine. Because it's called life. That's life. Your boss yells at you. That's not a toxic environment. That's life. You were paid to do a job. Do it. Come on.
No, these are people that probably have those little safe spaces at work.
Yeah. I've been yelled at like that.
It's called working a normal job.
It's called working a job. Unbelievable. Is Weinstein in evidence? Fucked if I know. I heard they don't have enough. I'm hearing they don't have it. Kevin Spacey got off. And I'm hearing. I'm here. I don't know about why. I think Weinstein more than like. But Weinstein is. He's got a lot of women accusing him. I think it's in the hundreds. You know.
Spacey pulled the gay card and it worked.
Not in that court case the other day. Casey,
with the public, it seems.
Yeah. Well, he pulled the public. I think he thought that was going to work.
He came back with that House of Cards style video, and everybody loved it.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, he just went to trial for sexual assault and beat the rap, and he did it with video evidence. So, yeah. Thank you. I guess we hit 39K, huh? That's good. That's nice. It's nice. It's nice.
Vault's asking if we can have a safe space for our SFTP staff.
Awesome. Yeah, you get a safe space to get yelled at. If you don't like it, go to Del Hunty and cry to him. Or maybe you could, I don't know, commiserate with Tobes. Or Rico.
Speaking of Del Hunty, maybe Alex could talk to Del Hunty and that'll help him get verified.
Oh, yeah. Commiserate. Innocent human doesn't exist in the internet. No, it doesn't, but it should, and we should fight for it. So let's go to the video. We're going to watch the major points. And, like, he's going to show his anger. He's going to wear his anger in his sleeve. And I can't think it's more appropriate. And it's just the comical part of this is just how insane it is and how easy these lies are checkable. It's comical. It's a funny thing. Hey, I picked all the respect for Buddy. I am removing the Buddy emote, replaced with something else. I'll be taking it off after the show. So use that Buddy emote up real good. But I think it's time to retire it. I think show proper respect for probably the most famous dog in the internet, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, would you keep the Buddy emote if Keemstar told you to? If you said, yo, just keep it for Buddy, would you do it?
If that's what he wanted, I would, but I don't think that's what he wanted. I don't. I don't want you harassing Keem. We're taking it down. He'd have to call me personally, but no, we're taking it down. No pressure on Keem. Keem doesn't. No, please don't do that.
They're going through enough right now. Don't fucking harass him about that.
Okay. What's the deal with you, Del Hunty and Tobes? Well, watch the show, dude. Become a fuckhead. What can I tell you? No, sorry. Buddy's going to be tired. It's the only way we can show true respect. Here we go. Let's watch. This is the facts, ma'am.
Here are the facts. I had a completely consensual relationship for 2 months with April O'Donnell, a.k.a. April Dawn. She knew I was married, and we both knew exactly what we were doing. And when our relationship ended, April and I amicably chose to go our separate ways. Then, very much to my shock, more than a year later, directly in the wake of the Harvey...
I guess, for a person of color.
Baked being Tommy C stands for cut through the bullshit. Well, thank you. I like that reputation. Pugnant has become a member. By the way, we do have a member stream coming up. Don't think I forgot. It'll be announced real soon. Probably maybe this weekend, maybe after a show.
Weinstein bonfire. April launched false and outrageous allegations, rallying a huge social media mob against me. Her lies were relentless, without a shred of evidence, and they created national and international headlines, scorching my name. In this video, with the approval of my counsel and the support of my family, I will be sharing Google-verified texts, emails, tweet exchanges, and photos before and after each of our 3 hotel get-togethers. They document the truth about our affair, including April's false and defamatory statements. On October 6th, 2017, April O'Donnell tweeted the following, which should be noted she also recently deleted, but it's been archived on many sites and news sources. And it originally stated this: Andy Signore tried to sexually assault me on multiple occasions. I trusted the company to...
Did they go to the police? No, they went to his boss. Sort of like these jokers with Lazo did. Internet justice. Hey, what if your friend said she was assaulted? What would you do? Anything in your power, I'm sure. No, I'm not going to internet court. No.
Stay away from it.
She told us she was assaulted by a witch. What would you do if you'd do anything? Welcome. N3SU. I feel like that's like a joke.
Is that a model number?
Yeah, I don't know. They welcome anyway.
Do something considering 2 other women also came forward with me. They only had Andy's interest in mind. He threatened my boyfriend's job security, saying he would fire him if I told anyone. He took out sex toys and tried to force them in me, took pictures of me without my permission, and promised a position at Screen Junkies for sexual favors. I hope this encourages more women to come forward, because I believe you.
It will.
April. Later that day, as many questioned her online, April posted a second, more detailed statement, which she has kept online. The first time he used Chicago Comic-Con by saying they were having a Screen Junkies party and I was invited. The party ended up being him alone in his hotel room trying to force himself on me. This is the first easy lie to prove. I did meet April in August 2015 at a convention in Chicago. She volunteered to participate in a live show we were shooting there, but ended up performing poorly due to her lack of knowledge about Martin Scorsese. I could tell it was just her nerves, but the audience was very disappointed.
So she sucked at being a nerd and you took her anyway.
You're not enough of a film buff for me.
I mean, he doesn't deserve it, but he asked for it. First of all, SJW pussy is poison. I got it? I think Andy knows that now. SJW pussy is poison pussy. Got it? All right. Now, she sucked, and then you kind of helped her out anyway. Not a good move, man. Not a good move. I've said this before. I don't necessarily think you shouldn't date somebody because they have different politics and different ideas than you. I don't suggest that. But if they're SJWs or right-wing wackos or on the fringes, I think it's probably a good idea to stay away from them. Now, I don't know if he knew her politics, but I don't know. I'm sorry, she looks it, doesn't she? Especially in like the nerd culture, it attracts these women that are looking for guys they can push around, and guys you can push around kind of are attracted to nerd culture in some cases, not all cases. I mean, I don't think I'm one of those guys.
No, you're talking about like the guy that you have paused on screen, right?
Yeah, exactly.
One of those.
He's just nerdish there. They might be awkward around women. And by the way, it turns out Andy's not much better.
Proving. I felt bad for her, and I apologized to her after the show. We talked a lot, and I thought she was funny, and I didn't know anyone in Chicago. So we ended up exchanging numbers, which prompted some mutually flirtatious texts, including her offering to be a discreet, weird groupie for me. I invited her to my hotel room.
That's an that's an invitation to sex right there. I mean, it might be
if you know what a groupie is, yeah.
Yeah, if you know what a groupie is. All right, I mean, she might be joking. I mean, Andy's kind of a celebrity, especially in the internet world, but that's flirting right off the bat.
To watch a movie, which she was completely up for. There was no tricking her into a party. She knew we were discreetly chatting. I flat out asked her, "Wanna just hang out in my room and watch a movie or something?" She agreed. Then later asked, "Am I just bringing my sparkling personality?" I responded, "Whatever you want. I'm not sure what we're gonna do. Cute, nerdy girl coming up to my hotel room? I have never done that." Which was true. She showed up to my room, and we talked and played a movie card game.
And I believe that.
I
Look at this guy. I believe that thoroughly. He's up, yeah. He's getting famous. I'm not going to say that broad's not a good-looking broad. And he can't control himself. And that's no excuse, you're married, but, I mean, that's why it happened. It's not completely all right, guy lets his dick do his thinking. It's not the first time that ever happened. Not an excuse, it's just... It's the odds go up,
Yeah.
And while she was sitting on the bed, she batted her eyes at me several times, but I was too nervous to make a move. Our texts from the next morning show no hint of attempted assault. Instead, they show the opposite. First, she admits to having a lot of fun, and later I admit my regret for not making a move.
I'm sorry I didn't kiss you when I had the opportunity last night. He's a fucking rapist. Get the fuck out of here. He's afraid to kiss a girl in his 30s. In his 30s. He's afraid to kiss a girl. Bruh.
The rest of his life.
Bro. Damn. If he started cheating earlier, he probably would have got away with it. Started too late, bro.
Listen, fuckhead.
Boris Smith is a real fuckhead. New member. Thank you so much.
This was a sentiment that we both shared again later that day as we continued to text flirtatiously. Later that evening, she attempted to meet up with me again, but our schedules wouldn't allow it. We texted our goodbyes and agreed to hopefully see each other again. We ended up doing that rather quickly. After Chicago, I flew back home to Los Angeles, and about a week later, I texted her again, and I asked her if she had any regrets not making a move. As you can see from our text, she did. This is when our mutually flirtatious exchange became much more sexual in nature. April says I took photos of her without her permission. This is false. In fact, our emails clearly show that...
You got to be so... You have to be so, like... somebody must have said this, well, he can show the receipts. Don't matter. Yeah. Look what's going on. Not in the shadow of Harvey Weinstein. And she was damn near right. Well, in some ways, she's still all right. Because people that just read the story and says, oh, that fucking guy, and haven't paid attention for the last year or so, they're like, when they see him again on a TV show, whoa! That's that rapist dude. What's he doing on here? There you go. You think the SJWs that know this guy's innocent are not going to berate his next employer? Of course they are. They don't care. Could have had cameras. Won't matter. That's why this stuff is so dangerous.
April was the one who sent various nude
That's
photos
a lot of
to
money,
me.
I guess,
I have blurred them
person
here in
of
an
color.
effort to take the high road.
Whatever.
But I assure you, they are not just scantily clad photos. They are sexually
Yeah, he
explicit,
totally took those.
and she very clearly sent them to me herself. They are also clearly of her. This is also confirmed over texts.
What'd she say? You got my mail, sir? Sometimes these things are funny. Hold on. You got my mail, sir? Holy fuck. Is that really you? Yes. So we already know at this point they haven't slept together. Is that really you? Yes. Who else would it be? You can tell by the duck lips. Holy fuck, April. I'm driving to work and I literally pull over to enjoy this. They haven't banged, obviously.
Yeah. You got excited.
I'm sure she looks good under there. She's a little chunky and the monkey Irish girl. It's all right with me. Oh, gosh. But she got SJW in her. So that means her pussy is poison. Poison pussy. Poison pussy April. Oh, gosh. Did you just take that? Yeah. I'm getting ready for work.
This is also confirmed over texts. These photos are real, and they provide graphic evidence that April has not been telling the truth. As we continued to chat, the show she taped in Chicago aired on YouTube, but the comments upset her. I felt bad again.
Because she sucked. She said no talent. No, SJWs and no talent go hand in hand.
So I offered her a seat on our fan cam if she was ever in Los Angeles.
See, that I got
The fans hated you, so
Yeah.
let's put you back on camera.
Well, obviously, he got a whiff of that SJW pussy. Apparently, it
Well, I
smells
mean, she
good.
hated it. Why did she accept the second time?
Yeah, I know. It's a trap, yeah. But he's like, I'm sick. I'm sick of the fact that I had to marry the girl out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
I got all these fucking hot broads thrown, because I'm rich and powerful. Maybe
That's a lot of money, I guess.
maybe
for
the old
a
lady's
person
not
of
sleeping
color.
with her anymore, or something like that. Nerdy wanting to push over men. Yeah, sounds like black women. Oops, was that racist? LOL. What the fuck? It just says
What?
real. Was that real talk for real? He's black, by the way, if that's true. Holy Christmas. It's a lot of money for a person of color. Actually, it's only $1 real talk. Come on now. Ooh.
Which was a free opportunity that we offered all of our fans. April wanted to see me, and she was very much into the idea of being on the show again. We were communicating daily and talked about her visiting me again in Los Angeles. She then told me that her boss was a big fan, and he would be more lenient about time off from work and going to California if she had the opportunity to be on the show. I told her no problem, so we figured out a date, and she quickly booked her own ticket. None of this was mentioned in any of April's statements. Instead, her lies and false allegations continued, saying that She was later invited by Screen Junkies to come out to LA to be on the fan cam. She says I stopped by her hotel uninvited and took a sex toy out of my bag and tried to use it on her. She then says I threatened to kick her out of...
So he went from... So he went from... I was afraid to kiss you to that really crazy scene in Clockwork Orange.
Yeah.
I wish I could play that thing when he's... Isn't that scene that he kills her with the dildo, right?
Yeah, he bashes her head.
He bashes your head in with the dildo. Jeez, April.
3-foot dick.
You barely escaped death. Holy crap, April.
It's a dildo nunchuck.
Yeah. April Dawn. Yeah, because it's a good name because if you fuck her, it's the twilight of your career.
You see the paratroopers and everything start jumping down.
Lord Vega in the chat. Big shout out to one of the most talented men on YouTube. Not joking.
Yes.
Go sub him.
Go
Serious.
subscribe to Vega.
Yeah, for real. For real, for real. Big star.
the hotel if she told
Be nice to him now so you can say he was a dick to you when he's big. Fucking make an exposed video. Makes him dope.
anyone. And then I later used her relationship with her boyfriend against her, saying if she told anyone, I would have him fired. Our texts clearly reveal we planned the visit. As a matter of fact, we had been constantly talking about hooking up while she visited,
Nice.
and she very clearly invited me to her hotel room. I did not
What room number? 6969, baby.
show up to her hotel room uninvited. And for the record, a sex toy was never part of any of our encounters. Our immediate texting after my visit discussed how pleased we were about being together and her wishing that I'd come back for round 2. A theme she continues when she asked me to see her again the next day. When I tell her I couldn't,
He must have thought his penis is magical. Man, she wants round 2 of Andy Signore. Oh man, Jesus Christ! I knew if I was just a little better, if I had this job in high school, I would have got tons of pussy.
That's a lot of money, I guess.
knew I was
for
good in
a
bed.
person of color.
You think OJ murdered his ex Jackson kids, though they got a guilty verdict? Hypocrite much? I don't get that. How does that make me a hypocrite? You think
What did that
OJ
even
murdered
say?
his ex and Jackson raped kids, even though they got a not guilty verdict? So,
What?
Jackson settled, so he's never found not guilty of anything.
The
OJ
cops
was
fucked
found
up
not
the
guilty.
OJ investigation.
You got OJ was found not guilty. So I guess that I don't know if I hypocrite much, but do you stupid much? Because you don't think anybody ever gets away with murder? Like there's no chance. So like it's not. What was that stupid movie with Tom Cruise?
That's a lot of money.
Where they
I
can
guess,
predict
for a person of
videos.
color.
YouTube gave me $1.99 to enjoy your 70% of it. Thanks. Thank you. No, what is that a movie where they can tell when you're going to commit the crime before you commit the crime?
What was it, Vanilla Sky or
Vanilla
something?
Sky, not Vanilla Sky, something like that. Yeah, but I guess whenever somebody's found not guilty or guilty, that means they're guilty or innocent. Guaranteed. Nobody ever gets let out of prison 20 years later for not raping the girl. Nobody ever goes to jail that's not guilty. You, sir, are a rocket scientist.
Vault saying Minority Report. Is that it? Yeah.
Minority Report, yeah. So, yeah, I do
it,
think
yeah.
fucking OJ murdered his fucking ex. His fucking blood is all over the scene. And I was alive when that happened. I was actually in college. And it was clear it was politically charged right from the get, coming off the LA riots that were 3 years earlier. So, yeah. And, yeah, I think Jackson raped kids. Every time I got close to going to court, he paid out. Start reading books. I think that's the best road for you. You fucking moron. You idiot. There's probably no fuckers. Went to university. Only somebody with university could say something that smart.
make it over due to work effing me. She responds, I'm supposed to be the one effing you. Someone sexually assaulted would not express herself that way to any alleged abuser. We met a second time, and during that meeting, she showed me that a former friend of mine slid into her direct messages, asking if she wanted to hang out in Hollywood later that night. Knowing his reputation, I suspected he also was trying to hook up with her, which later she admitted did happen. I took no offense, and I genuinely thought they'd get along.
Yeah, the reason he took no offense, I'll tell you exactly why. Because he's like, she might be fucking my friend, but she's not talking to my wife. So you'd be like, oh, whoa, this guy got cucked. When you're cheating and she cheats, you are very smart to shut the fuck up. Don't be like Tiger Woods calling up his porn star girlfriend and say, yo, I'm really mad. What's the matter, Tiger? I'm watching your porn movies. Are you kidding me, right? Don't be like Tiger Woods. Let the bitch go. You're already cheating on your wife. Oh, yeah, you can fuck my friend. It's called an affair.
I told her, he's a good guy.
Good guy.
I said, you guys could hit it off.
Go suck his dick.
And they apparently did.
Can I watch?
Hey, that's great. I wish the best. That's fantastic news. By the way, I'm really getting back into my wife. I was sick of your 20-year-old pussy.
After our visit, April planned to meet me again at New York.
I love my 30-year-old fucking wife that's giving birth to 5 kids. I like that pussy. The bucket of water.
Comic-Con that October. Weeks passed, and then she shared that her relationship with my friend had become more serious, and she didn't want to continue.
First, hey, remember how they had DNA evidence, but during the time it wasn't considered concrete like it is now? Hypocrite. No, that's not true, First. That's not true. 1995, it was considered concrete. 100%. That was in the 80s. It wasn't. And very rarely people do it. Very rarely people do it. It was concrete. The jury chose to reject it based on Mark Furman's testimony, or Mark Furman, an incident that happened in 1980 where he used the N-word to a Hollywood movie caster. He was talking to this person, and they asked him, how do cops talk? I was perfectly honest with you, a lot of cops are racist. They say the N-word. But he used the N-word, directly. And that was some of the basis for those 12 retards, none of which who graduated high school, decided that he must have planted the evidence. They don't know how he planted the evidence. They don't know how it was on her. It was leaving the scene. It was in his car, and it was in his fucking house. But they know Mark Furman planted it because he said the N-word in 1980 when he was being interviewed by a movie company.
Continue our
That's how it works.
I remember that case. You got to remember, that stupid moron that called it, that wrote in. I was 19. I was going on 20 when it happened. 95. Yeah, I was 19. I remember thoroughly. And I probably read and, watched the news and, kept up on things. And you probably don't.
I expressed via emails that I wished them the best. We agreed to keep our relationship between us, and she began a new relationship with my friend. And in December of 2015, April was publicly tweeting me positively. I asked, would anyone be tweeting casually online like this with their alleged rapist? In January of 2016, after a month of silence on both of our parts, April sent me the following threatening email. I thought it was written by someone else because it was filled with lies
This is where it gets weird.
about our relationship. In it, she stated that she was happy in her new relationship and that I needed to stop harassing her, stop calling her, stop sending her gifts. I wasn't doing any of those things. She said she was concerned with her safety, that I
And she could have showed
That's a lot of
receipts.
money,
She
I
said
guess,
it gifts.
for a person of
That's
color.
an easy one to prove. Jackson settled the first time. The second time he's found not guilty. Razor fist exposed this. OJ was found not guilty. I don't remember he was found not guilty. I think they tossed the case.
I think they acquitted him of murder.
Was he acquitted? No, he wasn't. No, he was acquitted. But I don't mean, does that change the fact that that you calling me a hypocrite doesn't even make sense?
forced myself
what
on
does
her.
OJ have to do with this?
Yeah,
this
nothing.
situation?
Because I said something. OJ fucking is a filthy fucking murderer. And I don't care what happens to him. I hope he's doing a Twitter video and he gets crushed by a golf cart. I really do. And as far as Michael Jackson, yeah, I think he's a fucking rapist more than likely. I don't know for a fact. But, I'm not hurting anybody by saying it, first of all. Second of all, that guy was weird with kids and openly talked about a 40-year-old man. It's okay to lay with children in their bed. If I said that right now, my fucking career would be over. And maybe good, because 40-year-old men shouldn't lay with children. And he admitted to doing it.
Hollywood, and that I needed to leave her alone or she'd take actions further. I was flabbergasted. But since neither of us wanted our affairs to
That's
go
a lot
public,
of money, I guess.
I assured her I was fine with not talking again. Nonetheless, I was
Remember when I talked out my ass and played Wii U while we coasted?
baffled by her email. Then, in August 2017, April's need to keep our consensual affair secret took an even more outlandish turn when she and my former friend privately reported a laundry list of false accusations to my employer, including false charges that I had been harassing them both for 2 years via emails, texts, and blocked phone numbers. In retrospect, I realize I should have taken her nonsensical, threatening email more seriously.
What were you going to do? Tell your wife? Tell your boss?
Honey, I need help.
I don't know. You're kind of a... I should have took that shit more seriously. What were you going to do if you did? Probably nothing. You're fucked. I'm surprised it took as long as it did.
That's a lot of money, I guess, for a person of color.
Oh, God. By that logic, you should believe all accusations are true. I don't even know if you can explain my logic. Thanks for the money. Because
We're going back to the OJ thing. OJ was acquitted on both counts of murder.
Yeah, but he was talking about Jackson being acquitted. I know fucking OJ was... I remember it. It's in fucking school. The teacher completely freaked out.
When I was presented with these charges, I was terrified that my wife would learn I'd been a cheat. I was also very worried about my job.
He got acquitted, so he's guilty. So he got... It doesn't mean he's guilty. I think it was a political thing. They found his blood at the scene, in the car, and in the house. That's it. Game over. And people have been convicted with less. The jury thought the DNA evidence was tainted. The defense never made an argument that DNA evidence was tainted. They said that Mark Furman was racist.
So I hired an attorney who spoke to HR and demanded evidence of April's false charges, including any harassing correspondence over the past 2 years, which there was none. I shared information about our affair to HR, including private correspondence between April and I. There was ample factual evidence of the consensual nature of our affair. My lawyer told me afterwards the look on their faces said volumes.
That's a lot of money, I guess.
April's credibility was out the window.
Yes.
That's why nothing was done for 2 months. Despite what was said online, nothing was ever offered to substantiate April's allegations. And no other charges of sexual assault, abuse, or workplace sexual harassment were ever presented. No one created an alibi for me. I simply provided tangible evidence to prove my innocence. April began to escalate her coordinated story against me. She verbally defamed me whenever and wherever she could, even to my own colleagues. She began to look for anybody she could find who had ever been a fan of the show, to look for more infidelities or exchanges that she could use against me. She was determined to have others join her in labeling me as a serial abusing rapist ready to assault the next woman in my path. On October 6th, one of those women she discovered, Emma Bowers, went on Twitter and falsely inflated a decade-old mutually awkward exchange we had by painting me as a sex-crazed boss demanding action from an intern. Emma was not an intern, nor did she work with me at Screen Junkies, something I feel she irresponsibly allowed many news outlets to incorrectly run with. I worked with Emma years before Screen Junkies and was immensely impressed with her work ethic. And our many emails prove that Emma was the costume designer.
Don't help women at work. This is where it gets you. Bitch will come back 10 years later, act like he raped you.
Can I go off topic for 2 seconds? We've got some breaking news out of the Logan Paul camp.
What happened? Was he on Fox News?
You know his bird Maverick, his bird that he loves.
It died.
One of his dogs ate it.
Not the day. It's not the day. It's not the day. Stop it. It's not the day.
We'll take a moment of silence.
All right, let's get back into it.
All right.
She became a friend and was a creative partner on a small project we made together with a few other friends. A zero-budget internet series made a decade ago, not an actual production company per se, long before my time at Screen Junkies. Because the show was my concept, I did stand above her on the creative chain of command. But she had a more senior role than she implied. I was both surprised and flattered one evening when she opted to share with me a link to her own nude pinup photos. I don't recall saying exactly what she accused me of, but I am confident that I responded with compliments. I was married, so we both regretted the shift in tone, and we mutually apologized. We continued to work together for months without any problems or incidents until she bailed the night before on an important shoot. I remain perplexed that Emma would inflate our incident, compare.
I can't hear where this guy's saying.
That's a lot of money, I guess, for a person of color.
Tommy, CSI, LOJ was found not guilty criminally because they didn't have enough. Oh, shut the fuck up. All 12 of those people didn't graduate high school. Anybody that was on the jury that was eventually kicked off. You mean to tell me they didn't have enough evidence? People have convicted. You can convict somebody with circumstantial accident. The jury had direct evidence.
That's a lot of money, I guess.
DNA at the
for a
scene, in
person
his
of
car,
color.
in his home. That's direct. They ignored it. And you could do that if you're a jury. You could ignore the fucking DNA evidence. Jesus Christ. Get the honestly, some of you guys donated to the OJ shit. I'm going to fucking just block you from donating. That was beyond stupid.
Why it's free
Bring
money.
me to the criminal and
read it.
abusive acts of Harvey Weinstein. Her specific charge for
He fucking practically admitted. He wrote a whole book called If I Did It.
That's a lot of money, I guess.
Sound innocent
for
to you?
A person of color.
It was basically called "I Did It."
Yeah, it's basically called I Did It.
be
And I
real.
got away with it, motherfuckers, because I'm OJ and I have a lot of fucking money and I pulled the race card.
ever.
I was a naked gun.
I mean, most of the white jurors that are on there said there was no chance he was ever not getting off. I mean, that's... And the black jurors, when they were intimidating them. It was fucking over for stars. And you guys don't even remember the riots just 2-3 years earlier. You have no idea what the political climate was at that time. You don't even
That's a
like
lot of
set
money,
race
I
relations
guess,
back.
for a person of color.
It was unbelievable. For the record, Rob, when you attempted to jump in it, okay. I think I'd rather be me than Ralph these days.
Plastered my name next to Weinstein's and opened the door for April's more aggressive allegations.
Go tell Ralph you think OJ's not guilty. I think he's going to disagree with you on principle.
Emma even admitted to waiting for April to come forward first, just a week before she spoke out about me. April was claiming to be an ignored victim, saying her charges weren't being taken seriously, that they didn't stand up for women, and for days publicly demanded that if you or someone you know has been hurt by Andy, no matter how big or small, come forward. You won't be ignored any longer. April's flagrant
Blues tag. Alex, you should have tried that one. Didn't work. Nobody
what
came
were they
forward
then?
to last. I think 0 people.
request for help did prompt other fans to share stories and private messages showing that I was flirting with them online. 12 women in total came forward. None of them suggested anything remotely resembling April's allegations. They were online flirtations gone awry.
So everybody thinks like, holy shit, I came this close from Andy Signore raping me because he said some creepy shit.
Messages which all read far worse in the context of April's malicious narrative. This fact is clearly shown in this Twitter exchange between two fans discussing me. His behavior is appalling, but if anything, the majority of these direct messages just proves he's a cheat, a bit of a creep, and has 0 game. Agree with you
He has 0 game.
in most of the direct messages I've read, but he was unacceptably inappropriate in April's account. Indefensible. Changes context of direct messages.
Juan Gutierrez, you're like that guy Real on Real. You're about as bright as he did. Because other women came forward with creepy DMs. That correlates to rape. Juan Gutierrez is painfully stupid human being that was not taught to critically think by his parents. Or because I don't expect schools to do it.
It's true. My behavior was appalling and inappropriate. However, April's allegations of assault clearly changed the way
And have nothing to do with fucking DMs. That shit wouldn't be admissible.
every interaction was read, indicating malicious intent. Even some of the accusers admitted this. Never said I was harassed, just sharing my interactions with him. Like I said at the time, I thought it was all innocent.
It was. It was, Becky.
2 years ago, I just ignored his shit. But in the light of everything, any one of us could have been April. This is so effed up. I never once claimed Andy harassed me. I never said I was a victim. In sharing those emails, my
It's on October 9th. That's a day after the story broke.
intention was to strengthen April and Emma's allegations.
Did you hear that? What a cruel woman. I
Never
never once
said I
claimed
was
Andy
harassed.
harassed me. I never said I was a victim for sharing those emails. My intention was simply to show a pattern of behavior to strengthen April and Emma's allegations. You're complicit, Stacey. And to be honest with you, probably There's a lot of this during this Slazo. What would you? This is what I'm doing for a friend. Well, there you go, Stacy. You should be ashamed of yourself. Look what you did.
That's a lot of money, I guess, for
Look
a
what
person
you
of
did.
color.
Look what you did. I just want to help somebody out who got assaulted, even though I don't know they got assaulted, but I know they got assaulted because they said it in social media. That's what Hojin and Alex and Blue Stank are all saying. They were just helping a friend, even though the evidence is just doesn't correlate. I hope you got people apologize to him. I mean, I can honestly think I've done some horrible shit. I've said some horrible things to my wife, my ex-wife, my ex-girlfriends. I've broken stuff out of anger, smashed windows, put holes in walls, said horrible things to my parents. I beat somebody up once that probably didn't deserve it. I've never done anything like that. Anything like that. And worst of all, you did it you weren't even meaning to do something wrong. You did something worse, I think, than I did. Something that could create permanent damage for a long time. And probably did create permanent damage for a long time. And before you got in a fist fight, it wasn't permanent damage. Fucking guy got a black eye and we're friends. Fuck, what the fuck? I got my ass kicked too, so. But I've never done anything like, not on purpose, not on accident. April did an accident. You're definitely not as bad as she did, but my God, I just wanted to strengthen her arm because I believe she was raped.
That's a lot of money, I guess, for a person of color.
It ain't what you know, it's what you can prove, Alfonso. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. It's a great movie. You know that? Training Day?
Yes. Training Day, yes.
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, smoke this shit. He puts a gun to his head, tells him to smoke the PCP. King Kong ain't got nothing on me.
Emails, my intention was to strengthen April and Emma's allegations. These women came forward to support April, even admitting that their own experiences with me were not that big of a deal. This didn't stop regular people from crafting psychological profiles on me or news outlets irresponsibly summing it all up to make a far more incriminating read. That's the problem with Twitter mobs and social media justice. Malicious intent can be implied by one or two people.
Even if you're not being malicious.
Who may not be telling the truth, but followers don't do diligent research and instead merely share the headline of the seemingly justifiable action. And given justifiably how triggered many were by the creation of the Me Too movement, my entire fan base, including my own colleagues, rallied together for a seemingly just.
That's the guy that won't apologize. Shocked, sad, and disgusted by the news day, I believe, and support women who've come forward. Takes bravery to speak up. Sound familiar? Sound familiar? How road rage? Well,
That's a lot of money, I guess,
3,000
for a
likes.
person of color.
If you're using a fame to be cringy to women, it's equal to rape. We're about to lose a lot of YouTubers. Yeah.
Cause to stand with April and demand my termination.
I had a YouTuber, big one, a couple million. When he goes out in public, we were talking about what Keanu Reeves with the hover hands. He does the same thing. He's fucking terrified to meet somebody. It's like, good for you. I'm glad you're fucking. I'm glad I wasn't famous at 20. And if that's what it takes, like I can't hang around women and have fun with women. It's the best part of life, man. Women the best. Women are the best. But you this is what you do. What's her name? Who's that politician from San Francisco? Nancy Pelosi. She says she treats everybody like she has a cold, like handshake from the distance. What a wonderful society you feminists are building, where we all have colds, can't talk, be affectionate. It fucking sucks. I don't talk to women. This is. I'll make this public. Other than the women I work with, I don't talk to women that are without Doc there.
It's true.
It's sad. I'm not risking my kids on you.
Apparently, Chris apologized to Andy, like you were talking about earlier.
Chris who?
Raygun. Like you said, I'm sure.
Oh, I knew he would.
Stuff.
Absolutely knew he would. Absolutely knew he would. I never had any doubt in my mind. Dude, all of us, like, I never said anything publicly because I didn't know too much about his work other than Honest Trailers. But I didn't know the guy that made Honest Trailers. I just knew the guy that did the voice. You know?
Yeah.
I didn't know Andy Signore still got busted. But, yeah, of course Chris would. Absolutely. Absolutely. Chris would do that. I knew it wasn't any doubt in my mind. He's a man of principle, and we all can get fooled. That's the thing, man. I didn't go after those guys when they apologized about. I went down after when they doubled down. Not when they believed. When they doubled down. That's the sick part. That's his friends.
Over the past 2 years, I learned April and my former friend reveled in their assassination of me and my career, while regularly appearing on the channel I built and even accepting donations along the way.
Talk about being cucked. Now, I'm going to let this play out. I want you to listen. Because this man has every right to be mad. He has every right to side. I understand he's a cheat. I understand he was unfaithful. I understand he was creepy, cringy, and had no game. But this is the most important part. And if any of you fucking are basically doubling down in your own mind,
That's
right
a lot
now,
of money,
you're like,
I guess,
you want
for
a
a
fox
person of
spirit.
color.
I get so angry in these false allegations that create kind of doubt. It makes it so hard for those of us who were actually victims of assault to reporting it. They are sending any progress backwards. We are losing. Thank you for the donation.
That's a great point.
I know. Am I going to get to the point where I'm down my daughter? I ain't there yet. But, you know, my daughter's human. She could get swept up in that shit. You saw those women that said they had cringy moments. They probably meant the best. I'm sure some of the people, Dolan Dark meant the best. Didn't he? I don't think there's any doubt about that now, that he meant the best. Slazo, classiest move of the century. When Hojan checked into a hospital, he said, leave her alone. Leave her alone.
That's a lot of money, I guess.
Wouldn't wish this
for
on my
a
worst
person of
enemy.
color.
It's very telling about the characters of the people involved here.
Yeah, still waiting on that apology from Alex.
Yeah. Don't count on it.
Yeah.
I'm all about saying it once. The only stuff that was, well, you guys are, I think Blue Firefly said we were trying to force her to make an apology. No, I'm not. I've been reacting to them making news. If they don't apologize, they don't apologize, but I certainly don't have to like it. All right, I want you to listen to Andy. He's every right to be mad. This is the whole crux of the thing right here. Nothing about OJ.
Her relentless assault on me, labeling me a serial rapist, will forever have an effect on my children, on my parents, on my ability to secure work and support my family. And I'm angry. I'm angry
That's
at
a
her
lot of money,
sickening
I guess,
choice to
for a
lie
person of
and
color.
play the victim in our affair. It grossly disrespects real victims of sexual assault. And that is why this video was important to me, to set the record straight. I'm not proud of many of the lousy decisions I have made, but I committed no crimes. I deserve to be able to continue to work and to support my family.
Isn't it funny that the people 20 years ago that were telling us to give Bill Clinton a break, are telling us to bury Andy Signore?
Yep.
What are you laughing at?
I've left because it's true.
What happened?
Give Bill Clinton a break. I'm saying.
Yeah.
They're the same people.
The same people telling him to give Bill. Oh, it's between him and his wife. None of your business. Now he's a filthy cheater. He's blowing it with God. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, calls. All right, I'm going to do this new thing. After I tell Turkey Tom that never to make a fucking disclaimer again. All right. Disclaimer. Shot for the Point is opening its phones for Andy Signore questions. We abuse our fans. Fuck with them. You don't become a fuckdead simply because you choose to. It's earned. So remember, it's a challenge. It's a moment of pride to survive a Shot from the Point call. I couldn't get the call button on that one. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Phone calls, get in. We'll take them quick. I have a let's see. I have an extra stream to do. It's coming for you members in here. And Yeah, look out for it. Look out for it. Greatest Russian spy, you're on the air.
Oh, hello. Holy shit, that scared the shit out of me.
You're really Russian. Wow.
Can you hear me?
Loud, clear, buddy.
Okay, I'm all clear. I was gonna say my main problem about these sexual
Go, buddy. Go. We hear you.
my main problem about these sexual assault allegations is the fact that they never report it to the police. Like, it should go without saying now that if they don't
They should be suspect.
provide proof they reported it to the police, then we shouldn't fucking believe what they say.
I wouldn't say not I would believe, but you should definitely be critical. Okay, then go to the police. I need more. I'm not saying you're lying, but I'm not saying
Say
you
that
tell
they're
the
going to
truth.
the police at some point or plan to. If it's
You figure.
not that far back.
Where are you? Are you in Russia?
You get it?
Are you in Russia?
No,
Where are you? You have a funny accent.
no, that's just my voice.
Oh, you have a funny voice. Where are you from?
I'm from the U.S.
Okay, I was hoping for a state, but no, I can't track you. I'm not Keemstar. I don't got a Skype resolver. Listen, thank you very much for calling. I'm gonna get to the other calls. Thank you very much, sir. I do appreciate it. Wow, it's way too nice of that guy. Irish boy, you're on the air. By the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon, Irish boy is calling by the rising of the moon.
I know we're supposed to be talking about Andy Signore, but can I just give a tribute to my best friend, B Buddy?
Go ahead. You gonna sing an Irish tune?
No. Country road, take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country road.
I'm so glad Don Imus invented the bomb.
Yes.
That is
a
not
lot of
my
money, I guess,
original
for a person of
idea.
color.
I'll be honest. I stole it from it's old radio gimmick. Bill Cosby raped women too, like Bill Clinton. He put him in something in the jello. Bill Cosby's in the new epic rap battle.
They ain't as good as they used to be, though.
Carnivorous
Oh
Chloe.
shit. Okay.
Carnivorous Chloe, you're in here.
I really fucking doubt you remember me, but like years ago,
Nice.
I was edgy 14-year-old.
What a shock I did.
I was in your call before. Yeah.
No.
Now it's
I should remember.
17-year-olds.
Why should I have remembered you from years ago?
I don't know. I just thought it was funny because I was on call before. But the whole
thanks.
allegations thing, it's real fucking goofy. I find it really hard to take them seriously if they don't report them to the police because it shows they're not trying to, help their case, like fix the problem.
What are you gonna do? You're gonna get all that wonderful attention online,
Yeah.
I
don't know.
somebody asked me why Alex does what he does, and when you go to social media, if you've ever had a viral video, I remember my first experience of the viral video is I uploaded a hockey thing with the Harlem Shake, and I didn't even know that had anything to do with Filthy Frank, to be honest with you, at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did one of those on Vine before. and
Yeah.
I had That's no a lot clue. of
Well,
money,
it
I
got like
guess,
100K,
for a
I think, if
person
I'm not
of color.
mistaken. Just came across your show. Love it. Oh, Robert Alfred, thanks a lot. Welcome to Fuckheads. And you're checking the numbers go up and up and up. And I've been on a pretty big podcast prior to this called Baited. Don't know if you heard of it. I'm watching my timeline go berserk. I watched my Onision video blow up. It is electrifying. So what I think what happens, I watch my subs, I get like almost 200, then it goes down to 50 the next day, and I'm like, oh fuck. And then 2 months ago, I was glad if I was a +2. It's tried. So what happens is you get that rush, right? You get that rush, that approval rush, and you need more. And 100 subs a day doesn't do it forever. I'm serious. You need 2, you need 3, you need 1. You don't need 1, then you need 2. If you're not growing, you need 2,000, you need 5,000, you need big Logan Paul numbers, 10,000. Maybe Poods is the only thing that's going to give you a rush.
That's a lot of money, I guess. For
if you
a
want to
person of color.
understand why these guys double down, triple down on this shit, and join these causes, like Veast getting involved for absolutely no reason. He didn't even know the people involved by his own admission. They're looking for that approval rush.
Yeah.
That's what they're looking for. That's why. That's what makes people do crazy things. And Andy Signore says in the video that he really doesn't understand why she did what she did. He doesn't totally. He has a guess about motive, but he's not 100% sure. Right? It might sometimes when people do crazy stuff. When serial killers kill somebody, people say why? Because they wanted to kill somebody. That's the answer. So maybe it's as simple as I want that rush. I want that social media rush because it's a high. I've experienced it. It's also made me go crazy and do crazy things. And I was older when I got famous, for lack of a better word. Mm-hmm. So I think that's a lot of it. It's like, Alex had 3 downturns in a row. He had 2 bad calls. He wasn't going to get 3 because he wasn't going to get that rush. And wait a minute, he's getting like 1,000 subs a day. That's not a big enough rush. For some people, that ain't shit. Start making 1,000 a day. You want fucking 5,000 a day. It does fucking wacky shit to you. And I was older. I can only imagine if I was 20, I would have been famous 3 months before I fucked it up. I was in my 20s. All right, Carnivorous Chloe, thank you so much for calling in. Thanks for coming back to the show. Do appreciate it. Well, I'm being way too nice to people. I got to knock that shit off. Spider-Man. Hey, what's happening?
Man, this is the first time I've
ever
called in.
How old are you?
Yeah, I'm 24.
You sound young, real young.
Yeah.
Are you trying to Andy Signore me?
Andy Signore me?
Yeah. Are you gonna Me Too me?
No. I'm just. I was kind of curious, just in defense of other people.
What's that?
What do people do when they've waited too long to tell people,
It's a good question.
I've seen them jump on other cases. That's when you
That's
see
a
it
lot of
usually
money,
come out.
I guess, for a person of color.
Most of the time, it seems like people
don't
wait too
expect to
long
get the. I
without
would
telling
say
anyone,
don't expect to get the benefit of the doubt, especially with these people doing what they're doing. You're not going to get if you wait. It's just as simple because the way our system works, the way it has to work for it to be fair. If you wait too long, the odds of justice become very slim. I don't know if there's an answer for that, because if I give you every answer I could possibly give you, really throws out due process.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, look. Don't think for a minute that I can't grasp being brutally sexually abused and not want to talk about it surely out of humiliation. I can grasp that as a man. I can imagine if there's stronger dudes out there than me, I could be beaten and raped. It's not impossible, and it'd probably be harder for me because no one's gonna there's no 800 number for me. There's no out. It's just you got raped, bitch. So I could see why girls keep their mouth shut. I can understand that. I have appreciation for that. But if I don't, in a weird way, cowboy up and go to the hospital and get a rape kit, that guy's not going to jail. So I got 3 options. I could fucking kill him, go to prison myself. I can suck it up and deal with the humiliation and get a bunch of psychiatrists. Or I can shut up and deal with it. I think those.
It honestly makes me
I don't think
wonder
the
about the whole shit.
That's a lot of money,
I don't think the options are any
color.
different than for a man than a woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I figured I'd come on, try to talk at least a little about defend them, sort of like.
I understand what you're saying.
Just go full on attacking.
Do you think I don't? I'm not just not an attack, but do you think I don't have empathy for these women?
No. You definitely do. I can, from all the stuff I've watched in your podcast, I can see that you've got a passion for it.
I do have a lot of empathy for men. I care. I care about both sides. Terribly, terribly, terribly. I don't think women lie about rape often. I think it's people in the public eye are probably lying, because they can have an impact. If it's Joe Blow from Idaho, nobody cares if you Me Too him because he's not on social media. You're not going to get any of those likes. So I don't think this happens. I generally believe women tell the truth most of the time. I don't think they're any different. But I don't look at the world that way. I don't say, well, women tell the truth for the most part. Here's a percentage, so therefore the odds are. I don't do that. I take each individual case like it should be taken. But don't look. It's like this. OJ got away with murder. Guys get away with rape all the time. I'm sure every fucking day, everywhere, in every city. Happens all the time. But in order to protect our due process, I think things got to stay the same. Because the only solution the feminists seem to have is to junk due process, and we can't have that. Because you'll get the legal version of what we got here. There'll be public, there'll be trials without evidence. The accusation will be the evidence, and you'll be convicted. And if they bring that to our government system, then we have a problem. You have to have evidence, not just your word.
Justice system, yeah.
Like every other crime, you have to do it. So you can kill him. You can suck it up and deal with the humiliation. Maybe get you through it. Like, this is not just about you; it's about other people you might hurt. Or you can be quiet. Those are your three options. And
that's why I don't get the social media approach. It's like asking for the public to come to your defense rather than to actually go through the justice system. And
so far, a lot of these things are falling flat. Yeah. All right, sweetie. I appreciate you calling in. I do.
Yeah, it was cool. First time calling.
It's cool meeting you. Real cool meeting you.
See ya.
Bye-bye. I think that's the nicest I was ever challenged in my life, Doc.
Yeah.
She's so sweet. What a sweet girl. And it's a legit question. It's a legit question.
I've seen a couple people bring this up. It's not on topic with the Andy thing, but Josh is free.
Yes, I know. We know Josh is free. We're on it and communicating with him. And we're trying to do. I don't know if he wants to come back on. I'm going to respect whatever he says, but we got one of our guys. The guy that actually brought Josh on the show is in communication with him, and I've sent a bunch of DMs.
That's a lot of money, I guess, for a
Twitter.
person of color.
Tommy, help get CSGO. Shut the fuck up, Augie. All right, let's go. SAK, you're on the air. Some annoying kid. What up?
So I have a feeling that in the future.
Get closer, Mike. You do this too much.
Oh, sorry. I got a feeling in the future they're gonna get much.
Can't get your mouth on the microphone.
Sorry, it's down here.
Yeah.
Is that better now?
Yes.
100%.
Yes. That's what you're supposed to do.
No, because I'm in my earbuds, but this earbud's broken. So
Well, that doesn't help me. I don't care if your earbud's broken.
Okay, now we go.
All right, here we go. Go ahead.
I feel like it's getting worse allegations like in the future because just like personal stories, like people will say like sexual assault, even though it didn't happen, they know it, like more and more often.
Say that again. Just say that one more time. I'm sorry.
Like I know stories of like people they didn't like, and they would say like he sexually assaulted me by like yelling at me. Someone said that once in a group chat.
Really?
In one of my classes, they didn't like a teacher, and they said that.
Oh, I'm so glad I'm out of school.
I'm like, dude.
Sexually assaulted me.
I didn't like this teacher either, but
yeah,
you didn't have to say he sexually assaulted me by yelling at me.
Yeah, he's trying to ruin you. It's just these are just words. It's not going to have any meaning. If everything's sexual assault, nothing's sexual assault. You know?
I mean, they do have meaning, kind of. Like the whole
They're
thing
losing it. I'll tell you something. Like, I'll tell you something. You know what word doesn't have as much meaning as it did when I was a kid? I'm going to do this not just for effect. The word nigger. And I think the reason the word nigger doesn't have the effect that it has had in the past is not that it's because it's used so much on the internet, is I think people went to the well once too often claiming racism over stupid shit and not over real racism, like keeping a black guy out of a job. So when they hear people cry racism, they're like, fuck it. And naturally, the N-word gets a lot more, the N-word gets a lot more acceptable. And I watch this happen online slowly. So, yeah, if you go to the well, the word's not going to have, sexual assault's not going to have the power. Look how easy it was thrown out in this Lazo thing, or just they simply won't believe it, you know. So there you go. That's my opinion. You know, they use it as a weapon, and then people start to get the idea that it's used as a weapon. People write an N-word pass. I need no N-word pass for that. That was the proper. I would discuss it with you, Tom. Stop it, Tony. I think people have done, you know, and I think it's like what we're talking about before. Let's say we got a black dude, he worked real hard getting to college, he applies to this place, and they're just fuck him over. He gets a job, didn't get the job for dumb reason. He goes to take the proper channels, thinks it's bigotry. People, I don't fucking, you're just another black guy, there's a chip in his shoulder. People stop to be, that's the threat.
Yeah, it's pretty common to speak around here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Jersey too, so if you say in some parts you get beat, but
where I grew up in Jersey, it was a death sentence.
Yeah, well, I was up there, like up north. Yeah, you don't.
Yeah. It's a death sentence. You can't see me on camera, but we have this joke where I'm from in New Jersey. How does every black joke start? You look back and forth.
That's a lot of money, I guess, for a person of color.
So there you go. Talk to you later, some annoying kid. We're done. Lipo, quick.
Oh, good evening, Tommy. Good evening, Doctor.
What's happening?
Well, I suppose I thought I'd volunteer to get sort of verbally abused online.
Would you? Well, I said the N-word, so why don't I call you a fucking limey? Get out of my country, USA! Here we go. I think we should replace the N-word with how iDub says it. He does. Roy, our boy. Yeah, real quick, we're rolling. Cobra, quick, and we're rolling.
Andy Signore is a massive fucking virgin.
Get that guy for my goddamn dick. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thursday's the last shot from the point. All the best, buddy. We're out.
This is the almighty infinite, independent excellence. Devil fighting, rebel titan, weed smoking alchemist. Fake identities, okay, you cool with Jason Bourne. Running with these Wolverines, okay, you about to catch a storm. I ain't never been a liar, got tired of niggas playing me. Head in my legs like she about to catch a pedigree. Chi-town, the king's home, slapping fives, black stones. 6 Mile to danger zones, bullets look like waffle cones. Folk affiliated to evolution of Machiavelli. Don't make me lead the Migos to you like I'm Chip Kelly. They feel my struggle, I express it through my hip hop. I'm about to make it hard to breathe, here's a headline.
Buddy was the greatest dog that ever lived.